In today's episode, we're exploring 5 horrifying zoo attacks, from a maintenance worker who broke protocol to help his colleagues, to a contractor who took one fatal shortcut. But first, let's begin with the first story where one man's dedication to his job cost him everything. It was August 14th, 2015, and the Denver Zoo in Colorado was winding down from another busy summer day. The sprawling 80-acre facility, home to over 4,000 animals, buzzed with the quiet efficiency of evening operations as staff prepared exhibits for the night. In the bear country section, the massive grizzly exhibit stood silent except for the occasional grunt from Bruno, the zoo's 600-pound male grizzly bear. Miguel Santos had been with the Denver Zoo's maintenance crew for 3 years, earning a reputation as the most reliable worker on the team. At 29, the former construction worker had found his calling caring for the infrastructure that kept both animals and visitors safe. His colleagues knew they could count on Miguel to stay late when repairs were needed, often working alone to avoid disrupting daytime operations. Miguel's supervisor had mentioned earlier that day how the maintenance budget was stretched thin, and any overtime needed approval from 3 different departments. This bureaucratic maze often meant critical repairs were delayed for days, something that bothered Miguel's perfectionist nature. He took pride in keeping the zoo running smoothly, often completing small fixes on his own time to avoid the paperwork hassle. Grizzly bears are among North America's most powerful predators, with adult males weighing between 400 and 800 pounds. These massive omnivores possess incredible strength, capable of running 35 miles per hour and climbing trees despite their size. Their claws can grow up to 4 inches long, designed for digging and catching fish, but equally effective as weapons. Grizzlies have an excellent sense of smell, 2,100 times better than humans, and can detect food from miles away. That evening, Miguel had noticed a loose panel in the secondary barrier during his routine inspection. The repair would normally require calling animal control to secure Bruno in his night den, then waiting for a supervisor to approve the overtime work. Instead, Miguel decided to handle the quick fix himself, reasoning that he could tighten a few bolts without bothering anyone. He entered the service corridor between the barriers, confident that Bruno was safely locked in his indoor enclosure. What Miguel didn't know was that the den's electronic locking system had experienced a malfunction earlier that afternoon. The day shift supervisor had noted the issue in the log, but hadn't had time to complete the repair before his shift ended. The backup manual lock hadn't been engaged, leaving Bruno free to move between his indoor and outdoor spaces. As Miguel worked on the loose panel, Bruno emerged from his den into the main enclosure. The massive grizzly, startled by the unexpected sounds and human scent in his territory, immediately became agitated. When Miguel looked up from his work, he found himself face to face with 600 pounds of agitated grizzly bear, separated only by the gap he had created in the secondary barrier. The attack was swift and devastating. Bruno's massive paw struck through the opening Miguel had created, his 4-inch claws raking across the maintenance worker's chest and shoulder. The force of the blow sent Miguel sprawling backward, his tools scattering across the concrete floor. Bruno's powerful arm reached further through the gap, his claws finding purchase on Miguel's work shirt and dragging him closer to the barrier. Bruno's second swipe caught him across the head and neck, the bear's claws opening deep gashes that severed major arteries. The grizzly's strength was overwhelming, each strike delivered with enough force to break bones and tear through muscle tissue. Miguel's movements grew weaker as blood loss and trauma overwhelmed his system, his body unable to withstand the devastating injuries inflicted by Bruno's powerful claws. Security discovered Miguel's body during the morning rounds, the maintenance worker having succumbed to his injuries alone in the service corridor. The investigation revealed the electronic lock malfunction and Miguel's decision to work alone without following proper safety protocols. Bruno was relocated to a more secure facility in Montana, while the Denver Zoo implemented new mandatory buddy system policies for all maintenance work near dangerous animal exhibits. However, maintenance workers weren't the only zoo employees who faced deadly encounters with the animals they cared for. Across the country in New York, a promising veterinary student's overconfidence would lead to a fatal miscalculation with one of the world's most dangerous predators. It was June 3, 2016, and the veterinary medical facility at the Bronx Zoo hummed with the controlled chaos of a busy afternoon. The state-of-the-art clinic, hidden from public view behind the main exhibits, served as the primary healthcare center for over 6,000 animals across the zoo's 265 acres. In the big cat treatment area, the specialized equipment and reinforced holding areas represented the pinnacle of veterinary medicine. designed to safely handle some of the world's most dangerous predators. Jessica Martinez was a third-year veterinary student from Cornell University, completing her summer internship at one of the country's most prestigious zoo medical programs. At 23, she had already distinguished herself as one of the brightest students in her class, with a particular aptitude for large animal medicine and exotic species care. Her professors had recommended her for the competitive Bronx Zoo program, noting her exceptional academic performance and natural confidence around animals. Jessica had been working at the zoo for 6 weeks, assisting in dozens of procedures ranging from routine health checks to complex surgeries. She had developed a reputation among the staff for her eagerness to learn and willingness to take on challenging cases. Her particular interest lay with the zoo's collection of big cats, and she had assisted in several procedures involving the facility's aging Siberian tiger, Katya. Siberian tigers are the largest living cat subspecies, with adult females weighing between 240 and 400 pounds. These apex predators possess incredible strength, capable of taking down prey much larger than themselves through a combination of stealth, speed, and raw power. Their canine teeth can grow up to 3 inches long, designed to deliver a killing bite to the neck or throat of their victims. Even under sedation, tigers retain many of their reflexes and can become extremely dangerous if the anesthesia wears off unexpectedly. Their powerful limbs and razor-sharp claws make them capable of inflicting fatal injuries with a single swipe. That afternoon, Jessica was assisting with Katya's routine health examination, a procedure the 15-year-old tiger underwent every 6 months to monitor her aging joints and overall condition. The tiger had been successfully sedated and moved to the medical facility's specialized big cat examination room, where the veterinary team conducted their thorough assessment. The procedure had gone smoothly, with Katya showing good vital signs and no immediate health concerns. As the examination concluded, Katya was moved to a recovery holding area adjacent to the main treatment room, where she would remain under observation until the sedation wore off completely. Jessica volunteered to monitor the tiger's recovery, a routine task that involved checking vital signs and ensuring the animal remained stable as the anesthesia metabolized. During her observation period, Jessica noticed that Katya appeared unusually restless in her holding area, shifting position frequently and showing signs of discomfort. Concerned that the tiger might be experiencing complications from the sedation, Jessica decided to move to the adjacent preparation room for a closer look at the animal's condition. She believed that Katya was still heavily sedated and posed no immediate threat. What Jessica failed to verify was that the connecting gate between the holding area and preparation room was properly secured. The electronic locking mechanism, designed with multiple redundancies for safety, had experienced a minor malfunction that left the gate partially unsecured. The backup manual lock hadn't been engaged during the routine transfer process. The sedation had metabolized faster than expected, and Katya was fully alert when the gate mechanism failed under the pressure of her movement. The tiger, confused and defensive in the unfamiliar medical environment, found herself face-to-face with Jessica in the confined preparation room. Katya's predatory instincts, suppressed but not eliminated by years in captivity, took over completely. Katya's attack was swift and precise, the massive tiger launching herself at Jessica with explosive power. The student's attempts to retreat were blocked by medical equipment and the room's confined layout, leaving her trapped with 350 pounds of agitated Siberian tiger. Katya's powerful jaws clamped down on Jessica's neck and shoulder, her 3-inch canine teeth puncturing through vital arteries and causing massive trauma. The tiger's front paws struck Jessica's torso with crushing force, her razor-sharp claws opening deep gashes across the student's chest and abdomen. Katya's natural killing instincts drove her to maintain her grip while using her powerful hind legs to rake across Jessica's lower body, inflicting devastating injuries that severed major blood vessels and damaged internal organs. Jessica's struggles grew weaker as blood loss and trauma overwhelmed her system, her body unable to withstand the massive injuries inflicted by Katya's attack. The tiger continued her assault until Jessica's movement ceased, her predatory instincts satisfied that the perceived threat had been eliminated. The veterinary team discovered the situation when Jessica failed to respond to radio calls, finding her lifeless body in the preparation room, with Katya standing protectively nearby. The tiger was successfully tranquilized without further incident, but Jessica had succumbed to her injuries within minutes of the attack. The investigation revealed the gate malfunction and Jessica's failure to follow protocol by entering the preparation room alone. The incident led to a complete overhaul of the zoo's sedation monitoring procedures, and mandatory buddy system implementation for all big cat recovery observations. Yet veterinary students weren't the only zoo workers who encountered deadly situations during routine duties. On the opposite coast in California, a night security guard's dedication to animal welfare would lead him into a fatal confrontation with one of nature's most efficient predators. It was October 22, 2014, and the San Diego Zoo settled into the quiet rhythm of its nighttime operations. The world-famous facility, spanning 100 acres of Balboa Park, transformed after dark into a different world where nocturnal animals became active, and the sounds of the day gave way to the mysterious calls of creatures adapted to darkness. The Big Cat Trail, one of the zoo's most popular attractions, took on an entirely different character at night, as the facility's collection of apex predators began their evening activities. Robert Martinez, known to everyone as Bobby, had been working night security at the San Diego Zoo for 2 years. The 34-year-old former military police officer had found the perfect job for his family situation, with steady hours that allowed him to be home during the day with his 2 young children, while his wife worked her nursing shifts at the local hospital. Bobby took pride in his thorough patrols and had never experienced a safety incident during his tenure at the zoo. Bobby's military background had instilled in him a deep sense of responsibility and attention to detail that made him an exemplary security officer. He knew every inch of the zoo's layout and had developed relationships with many of the night shift animal care staff. His colleagues appreciated his reliability and his genuine concern for the animals' welfare, often noting how he would linger at exhibits to observe the nocturnal behaviors that most people never witnessed. Mountain lions, also known as cougars or pumas, are North America's second-largest cat species, with adult males weighing between 115 and 220 pounds. These solitary predators are incredibly athletic, capable of leaping 40 feet horizontally and 15 feet vertically from a standing position. Their powerful hind legs and flexible spine make them exceptional climbers and jumpers, while their retractable claws provide excellent grip on various surfaces. Mountain lions are ambush predators with excellent night vision, designed to hunt in low-light conditions. Their bite force exceeds 400 pounds per square inch, and they typically kill prey by delivering a crushing bite to the neck or skull. During his 2 a.m. patrol route, Bobby heard unusual sounds coming from the mountain lion exhibit as he passed the Big Cat Trail. The facility's male mountain lion, Cisco, was pacing frantically along the exhibit's perimeter, vocalizing in a way that Bobby had never heard before. The cat's behavior was clearly agitated, and Bobby's experience with animals told him that something was wrong. Concerned that Cisco might be experiencing a medical emergency or reacting to some unseen threat, Bobby decided to investigate further. He used his master key to access the keeper area behind the exhibit, planning to get a better view of the mountain lion's condition and call the veterinary team if necessary. Bobby's genuine concern for animal welfare overrode his usual caution about entering restricted areas alone. What Bobby didn't realize was that Cisco's agitation was caused by construction noise from a nearby exhibit renovation project that had been running late into the evening. The unfamiliar sounds and vibrations had triggered the mountain lion's territorial instincts, making him hypervigilant and defensive about his environment. The cat was already in a heightened state of alertness when Bobby entered the keeper area. When Bobby's flashlight beam swept across the exhibit to locate Cisco, the bright light struck the mountain lion directly in the eyes. The sudden illumination, combined with Bobby's unexpected presence in what the cat considered his territory, triggered Cisco's predatory response. The mountain lion interpreted the light and human presence as a direct threat that required immediate action. Cisco's leap was explosive and precise, the 180-pound cat covering the distance to the interior barrier in a single bound. What Bobby hadn't realized was that the keeper area's viewing barrier was significantly lower than the public viewing area, designed for staff who understood the safety protocols for observing dangerous animals. Cisco cleared the barrier easily, landing directly in front of the startled security guard. The mountain lion's attack was swift and devastating, his powerful jaws clamping down on Bobby's neck with crushing force. Cisco's bite delivered over 400 pounds of pressure per square inch, instantly fracturing vertebrae and severing major arteries. The cat's powerful front legs wrapped around Bobby's torso, while his hind claws raked across the guard's lower body, opening deep gashes that caused massive blood loss. Bobby's attempts to defend himself were futile against the mountain lion's superior strength and natural weapons. Cisco's predatory instincts drove him to maintain his grip on Bobby's neck, while using his powerful limbs to inflict maximum damage. The attack continued for several minutes as Bobby's struggles grew weaker, his body unable to withstand the devastating injuries. The morning shift discovered Bobby's body in the keeper area when he failed to complete his patrol route, with Cisco pacing nearby in an agitated state. The mountain lion was successfully tranquilized and relocated to a more secure facility, with higher barriers and improved safety protocols. The investigation revealed that Bobby had been following his genuine concern for animal welfare, but had violated safety procedures by entering the keeper area alone at night. His death led to enhanced training for security personnel and the installation of additional safety barriers in all keeper areas. Meanwhile, security guards weren't the only zoo workers who faced unexpected dangers during routine operations. In the heart of the Midwest, an experienced contractor's decision to take a shortcut would put him in the path of one of America's most powerful predators. It was March 18, 2017, and the Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago buzzed with the activity of a major infrastructure upgrade. The historic facility, one of the last free-admission major zoos in the United States, was in the midst of a comprehensive electrical system modernization designed to improve both energy efficiency and safety systems throughout the 35-acre property. Construction crews had been working for weeks to install new lighting and power systems, while maintaining normal zoo operations and keeping animal disruption to a minimum. Danny Kowalski had been an electrical contractor for 15 years, building a reputation for efficient work and reliable project completion. At 41, the Chicago native had worked on everything from residential homes to major commercial buildings, but the zoo project represented something special, a chance to contribute to an institution that had been part of his childhood memories. Danny had been working at Lincoln Park Zoo for 2 weeks and had developed a familiarity with the facility's layout that made him confident in navigating the complex network of service areas and maintenance corridors. Danny's work ethic was legendary among his peers, known for finding creative solutions to complex electrical challenges and always meeting his deadlines. His supervisor had praised his ability to work efficiently while maintaining the highest safety standards, a crucial skill when working around dangerous animals and sensitive zoo operations. However, the project was running behind schedule due to unexpected complications with the existing electrical infrastructure. Jaguars are the third largest cat species in the world and the largest in the Americas, with adult males weighing between 200 and 300 pounds. These powerful predators possess the strongest bite force of any big cat, capable of crushing turtle shells and even caiman skulls with their massive jaws. Jaguars are excellent swimmers and climbers, equally at home in trees or water, and their muscular build gives them incredible strength for their size. Unlike other big cats that typically kill by suffocating their prey, jaguars often deliver a fatal bite directly through the skull, using their powerful jaws to penetrate bone and brain tissue. Their spotted coat provides excellent camouflage in dappled light, making them nearly invisible when they remain motionless in vegetation. On his final day at the zoo, Danny was running significantly behind schedule on the Jaguar exhibit's lighting installation. The new LED system required running cable from the main electrical panel to multiple light fixtures positioned around the exhibit, a job that normally would take most of the day. The standard route required running cable around the entire perimeter of the exhibit, adding several hours to the installation process. Danny noticed that the Jaguar exhibit's service tunnel, designed for maintenance access and emergency evacuation, provided a direct route that would cut his installation time in half. The tunnel ran beneath the exhibit and emerged near the primary electrical panel, eliminating the need for the lengthy perimeter cable run. Danny assumed that Luna, the zoo's female jaguar, would be secured in her indoor enclosure during the afternoon feeding schedule. What Danny didn't account for was Luna's unpredictable feeding behavior. The jaguar had refused her afternoon meal, a not uncommon occurrence that keepers monitored but didn't consider alarming. Instead of retreating to her indoor enclosure as expected, Luna had remained in the outdoor exhibit area, concealed in the dense vegetation near the tunnel entrance, where the dappled sunlight made her spotted coat nearly invisible. When Danny emerged from the service tunnel carrying his electrical equipment and cable, he startled Luna at extremely close range. The jaguar, already alert due to the unfamiliar sounds and scents associated with the construction work, interpreted Danny's sudden appearance as a direct threat to her territory. Luna's predatory instincts, honed by millions of years of evolution, took over completely. Luna's attack was explosive and precise, the 220-pound jaguar launching herself at Danny with devastating force. Her powerful jaws clamped down on Danny's head and neck, delivering over 1,500 pounds of bite force that instantly fractured his skull and severed his spinal cord. The The jaguar's massive canine teeth, designed to penetrate bone, caused catastrophic trauma to Danny's brain and upper vertebrae. The jaguar's powerful front legs wrapped around Danny's torso, while her hind claws raked across his body, opening deep gashes that severed major arteries and caused massive internal bleeding. Luna's natural killing technique, refined through countless generations of successful predation, proved devastatingly effective against her human victim. Danny's electrical equipment scattered across the ground as Luna continued her attack, her predatory instincts driving her to ensure the perceived threat was completely eliminated. The contractor's struggles ceased within moments as the massive trauma to his head and neck proved instantly fatal. Zoo staff discovered Danny's body an hour later when he failed to check in with his supervisor as scheduled. Luna was found nearby, still agitated but no longer aggressive, and was successfully tranquilized without incident. The investigation revealed that Danny had violated safety protocols by using the service tunnel without coordinating with animal care staff. Luna was relocated to a facility with more secure service access, while Lincoln Park Zoo implemented new mandatory communication procedures for all contractors working near animal exhibits. Still, contractors weren't the only civilians who found themselves in deadly encounters at zoos. Down south in Tennessee, a retired teacher's compassionate nature would lead her into a fatal misunderstanding with one of North America's most unpredictable omnivores. It was September 7th, 2013, and the Memphis Zoo was winding down from another busy Saturday as the late afternoon sun cast long shadows across the facility's 70 acres. The education department had just finished their final program of the day, and volunteers were completing their cleanup duties before heading home. In the American black bear exhibit, the facility's 3 bears were settling into their evening routine, with most visitors having moved on to other attractions as closing time approached. Patricia Williams, known to everyone as Patty, had been volunteering at the Memphis Zoo for 6 months since retiring from her 30-year career as an elementary school teacher. At 52, she had found a new purpose in educating visitors about wildlife conservation and had developed a particular fondness for the zoo's American black bear exhibit. Her gentle nature and natural teaching ability made her a favorite among both staff and visitors, and she often stayed after her volunteer shifts to observe the animals she had grown to love. Patty had developed an unofficial routine of spending time at the bear exhibit after her education duties ended, finding peace in watching the bears' natural behaviors when the crowds thinned out. She had given each bear a nickname and could identify them by their individual characteristics and personalities. Her favorite was a large male she called Gentle Ben, due to his calm demeanor during feeding demonstrations and his apparent comfort around humans. American black bears are North America's most common bear species, with adult males weighing between 250 and 400 pounds. Despite their name, black bears can range in color from black to brown, cinnamon, or even blonde, depending on their geographic location and individual genetics. These omnivores possess incredible strength, capable of running 30 miles per hour and climbing trees with surprising agility despite their size. Black bears have excellent memories and problem-solving abilities, but they remain wild animals with unpredictable temperaments. Their claws, designed for digging and climbing, can grow up to 4 inches long and are capable of inflicting severe injuries. While generally less aggressive than grizzly bears, black bears can become extremely dangerous when they feel threatened or are protecting food sources. After completing her volunteer duties that afternoon, Patty noticed something unusual as she made her customary stop at the bear exhibit. Ben appeared to have some kind of debris caught in his fur near the fence line, what looked like a piece of plastic or paper that was bothering him as he moved around the exhibit. Patty's teacher instincts kicked in, and she felt compelled to help remove what she perceived as litter that might harm the animals she had grown fond of. Believing that Ben recognized her as a friendly presence from her months of regular visits, Patty approached the outer fence of the exhibit. The debris appeared to be just within reach if she extended her arm through the chain-link barrier, and she was confident that her gentle approach wouldn't alarm the bear she considered docile and trustworthy. What Patty failed to understand was that Ben, despite his calm behavior during supervised feeding times, remained a wild animal with powerful predatory instincts that could be triggered unpredictably. The bear's apparent recognition of regular visitors was actually learned behavior associated with food rewards, not genuine affection or trust. When Patty's hand came through the fence, Ben's instincts interpreted the movement as either a food offering or a potential threat that required investigation. Ben's response was swift and devastating. The 350-pound bear grabbed Patty's extended arm with his powerful jaws, his teeth puncturing through muscle and bone, while his incredible strength pulled her against the fence with crushing force. Patty's attempts to withdraw her arm only triggered Ben's natural response to hold on to struggling prey, his bite pressure increasing as she tried to escape. The bear's powerful front paws gripped the fence while he used his massive strength to pull Patty's arm further through the barrier opening. Ben's claws, each over 3 inches long, raked across Patty's arm and shoulder, opening deep gashes that severed major arteries and caused massive blood loss. The bear's natural feeding behavior took over as he began to consume the flesh from Patty's trapped limb. Patty's screams echoed across the exhibit area, but the zoo was nearly empty as closing time approached, and no staff members were in the immediate vicinity to respond to her cries for help. Her struggles grew weaker as blood loss and shock overwhelmed her system, her body unable to withstand the massive trauma being inflicted by Ben's powerful jaws and claws. Evening staff discovered Patty's body when they arrived for the closing procedures, finding her collapsed against the fence with Ben still protective of his kill. The bear was successfully tranquilized, but Patty had succumbed to her injuries from massive blood loss and trauma. The investigation revealed that Patty had violated safety protocols by reaching through the barrier, despite her good intentions to help the animal. The incident led to the installation of double barrier fencing throughout the zoo and stricter supervision policies for volunteers. Ben was relocated to a sanctuary facility where human contact was more strictly controlled. Thanks for watching. Click the next video for the next stories that will show you why even the most experienced professionals can fall victim to nature's most dangerous predators.